Oh, yeah. I was just thinking about this hereditary group, the culture. Yes. Now, I've heard that the family decides everything. Yes. And I'm one of these that said, well, I'm not fucking my way into the family. Oh, I'm not fucking you. Ouch. See, my hereditary group, yes. I had, well, in my early years, right, I had a father that worked on the railroad and he liked to ride Harley Davidsons, and he kind of had this mindset of, well, fuck you. Okay. Now, as a hereditary group, a culture. My mindset was, well, when you didn't protect my rights in 2011 and you've tortured me for the last 7 years, you set it up that if I renewed my license, you'd have me arrested. Oh, if I applied for food stamps, you'd have me arrested. Oh, if I had actual insurance, you'd have me arrested. Isn't that right? Because you issued a dissolution of marriage where I was not given any notice or opportunity to be heard. Then you arrested me. Then you arrested me. Then you made me have mental health evaluations. Now all of a sudden I walk in and say, well, I'd like to have my food stamp benefits, and they look at me like I'm a crazy individual. Now, I informed you that it's against the law to issue court orders where there's no signature of the petitioner. Yes. When you decide to serve somebody other than myself as a respondent. Yes. And I'm sitting here on the street because my hereditary culture would say, well, you're going to prison and I'm suing you for all that you have. Now, for every government employee that feels that they work for the police state because their hereditary culture is, well, I'm going to fuck you over, okay, so that you can't fuck me over. See, there's this problem. Well, for every employee of the government in every form of government of the United States, I find out that you search for my name, I'm gonna sue you for the information about what it was you were researching. Now, it's not a privacy issue, it's a hereditary issue. Which, let's say that you fucked your way in, you were promised anything you want, and then somebody always shows up on you that has to be a total fucking dog. Now, as that citizen that's sitting here wanting my family, yes, wanting my victims' rights, pooch, wanting my victims' resources, oh, wanting my welfare benefits, ooh, your thought was, well, at some point he's going to have to do something. But I'm sitting here years later telling you that I'm going to sue you. You're going to obstruct me today? Oh, your family says, well, we never go to prison. You're. Oh, is that right? Well, who is it that's going to enforce the laws of the United States? I mean, this hereditary culture that says, well, I was given a dog, and my dog has to get paid, and they have to come to find out. So, who's going to pay for the sex today? Ouch! Now, I know, okay? I told people that I was waiting to use my food stamp benefits until I got my sons, and you decided you weren't going to enforce the laws, and well, when are you going to enforce the law? You issued a dissolution of marriage without reciprocity, yes, without due process to myself, and you involved me in the welfare state of, well, let's say you work in the Treasury. Yeah. The United States taxpayer, both the individuals and the corporations, they pay income tax. Yes. And you reduce the amount of food stamps because we can't afford the American citizens? Yes. I had heard during the Mitt Romney campaign that 50% of Americans don't pay any income tax. Were you going to start charging for food stamps? Pooch. Could you get me the actual salaries of those employed in welfare? Pooch. And then did they receive anything in value so as to have a pecuniary benefit of being an employee of welfare? Oh. Now, I know. Okay, I know. She waited 20 days to get all of her dissolution of marriage paperwork done before she called the police and had me arrested. I would say that she didn't just file the dissolution of marriage in bad faith. If I had actually the true threat, yes. Committed domestic violence, yes. She wouldn't have went through all the welfare benefits to do all the necessary paperwork to apply for a divorce, yes, and then call the police 3 days later and have me arrested. See, when there's no true threat of domestic violence or child abuse, yes, there's no impetus to want to have the individual arrested, so there must have been some sort of conflict of interest, some benefit, something of value that was outside of the actual crime that allegedly took place. Ooh, now let's say you waited 3 months in Jefferson County.